Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Siphon from Siphon TCG. Coming to another episode of the Bullet Bunch podcast. This is going to be episode 2. And this is July 12th, 2019. 2019, almost 2020 already, believe it or not. And I want to thank you guys for coming. And this week, I'm going to try to be a tad bit more structured. I'm still going to, ramble. Like, I'll be honest, I'm going to ramble at points. But I tried to split it into sections and just see how it works. So, with no further ado, let's go and get into the first section. We're going to have general meta talk. And today we're going to be talking about the top meta decks going into Worlds. And this, just a disclaimer, this is my opinion. This is, no one told me this list. This is me just brainstorming. And this is not going to be like a top 10, top 20, top 5 list. This is just, what do I think is going to be present at Worlds? And then we'll have like a smaller section of stuff like, I think it will be played, just not as much as the decks above. Or at the very least won't have as much success. And like I said, my opinion, just I have to stress this. People cry all the time about, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong. Like, no, this is my opinion. You can't really be wrong in an opinion. Well, no, certain people. Certain ways you can, but in this context, this is just what I think. So, let's go ahead and start. So, I'll go ahead and say the list, and then I'll kind of slowly break down on, I'll pick out certain decks. So, I believe this will be the World's meta. We will have Aerodactyl GX, Guardian Sylveon, a Mewtwo Toolbox, we have Bucephalon, Zekrom, Reshizard, Ultra Necrozma, we have the Sleepy deck, we have Dark Box, we have the Baby Eggs, we have Garatina Tag Team, we have Pikarom, Lucario Momel Tag Team, Baby Blounce, Zap Beast, Quad Keldeo, Dragonite, Slowpoke Psyduck, Fossil Box, Frostlass and Spiritomb, Behem, Malamar Spread, Alolan Egg Tag Team, which I believe is Alolan Executor and Rowlet, and Lost Marge. Or I like to call it Lost Beast because a lot of times you'll probably be playing with like beasts. So let's go ahead and just pick out a few. My favorite. Okay. Yeah. My favorite going into Worlds, I don't know if I'm going to play it, because I'm pretty sure I'm kind of already shaping up the deck I want to play, because I've been wanting to play this deck for a long time. But the most interesting deck is the Aerodactyl GX deck, and we can go ahead and start with that. And with Aerodactyl GX, what this ability does, so if you guys know about the card Goomy, has 30 HP, and its really used for the ability, your opponent's basic Pokemon require 1 more colorless energy to attack. And that's good and all, but it has 30 HP. But this is a fighting Pokemon, and Pikarom's weak to fighting, which is really good. That's like one of the best decks. So you have weakness against one of the best Pokemon. You have 210 HP compared to 30. And 210, like, without Choice Band, like, not every deck's gonna struggle to KO this, but like, you're not going to go against that much grass, so you're probably just getting 2 hit rather than 1 hit in this meta. With a lot of decks. You are stage 1 Fossil, but with the new stadium coming out, I believe it's Fossil Lab, or it's called Fossil Labs or something like that, where you can just put a evolving Pokemon that evolves from that Fossil onto it. So Aerodactyl is pretty much a basic. So we're gonna talk in context of a basic. You have a basic Pokemon with 210 HP, an ability that requires your opponent to put another energy on there just to attack. And your first attack for a fighting to colorless is Boulder Crush 120, Calling Pikarom, obviously, 2-hit killing a lot of other things. Without Choice Band, you're not really getting the numbers on like things like Reshizard, and things aren't weak to you, but at the same time, you're 2-hit killing like the majority of things in the meta, and you're 1-hit killing a lot of like basics. So I really don't see the biggest issue with the 120. I think the bigger issue is Choice Band leaving, but nothing we can really do about that. The Wild Dive GX is 50 times the number of energy attacked your opponent's Pokemon, which is super synergistic with its ability. So let's put this into context. So let's say you're facing Reshizard. Reshizard, at the bare minimum, to attack would need to put 4. Oh wait, no, it's 5. Just a Flare Strike. So you put an Aerodactyl, What's 5 times 5? This is where you, the audience, answer the question. Oh, you don't know it? Oh, so it's 250. Yikes. 250. Minimum. But then you have things like Dynasty Prism Star, which bring you to 270, and boom, you have an Oko and a Pikarom. For a single energy, that is the biggest thing. You literally just swap one fighting energy, you switch in the active, oh, there's a Reshizard with 5 on there, boom, dead. Or and with the Reshizard literally use its boosted GX attack, you just straight up Oko it without Diancie, and I think that is just so good. So synergistic. Again, you're Okoing Pikarom with your first ability, and like you're killing so many things with your first attack and your GX attack. I'd say its biggest weakness is at the same time it still is a fossil. So like if you can't get the stadium out turn 1, turn 2 at the very least, you're forced to evolve from an unidentified fossil. What if you don't have any? Or what if you put them out and they switch them in? Like, let's say they custom catcher. Let's say you have one on the bench. They custom catcher it because it's treated as a Pokemon once it's on the bench. They kill it. Oh, wow, now I just have a dead card in my hand. Something to think about. But again, I think this archetype is so amazing. You could even put this in a fossil box as a whole. But I think this is a very good deck. Most people are pairing this with the Welder engine, which is what I personally am doing when I've been playtesting it. Because double colorless energy is going away. You have 3 CE, which you can put in there, but I just think Welder is way too good just because you attach 2 for free, right? And that's all you need. So you need attach for turn plus 2 attaches from Welder, and then you draw 3 cards. And because you're using, Fire Energy, if you're facing another fire deck that uses Heat Factory, oh look, now I can use Heat Factory. Oh, they're using Giant Furnace, boom, I can go and get my Fire Energy. So I think the Welder engine is the best way to play this now. Maybe in the future, if DC comes back or if someone finds a different way, maybe we won't use the Welder engine. But going into Worlds, definitely think Welder is the best way to do this. Next thing I want to talk about is the Mewtwo Toolbox. There are so many ways people are playing Mewtwo Toolbox. There's Altaria, there's Dragonite, there's Reshizard, Pikarom. There's just so many ways. This is the most... I don't want to I'm trying not to make a pun here. This is like the most Mew deck possible where it is just so diverse. Like, I don't think there's going to be one deck list until maybe the day of Worlds. Like, we still have about a month until Worlds. People are going to be trying dozens and dozens of combinations. Like I said, the ones I just said was like Altaria, Dragonite, Reshizard, etc. Solgaleo. Those are like the most popular ones. Like I said, the Altaria, making human GXs. Solgaleo, you can, accelerate energy, etc., etc. But at the same time, the world's your oyster when it comes to this tag team. Any GX you want to use, like I said, you might want to use Snorlax. Maybe you want to use Alternate Crossbow. Maybe you want to use Darkness Crossbow. You want to use freaking Marshadow, even though it's, I don't know, freaking Marshadow. I don't know. You can use whatever you want. Now, the biggest issue is you don't actually have an attack outside your GX, so you're ability reliant. And Power Plant exists. No Full Blower in the meta. So either A, you have to run a Resetting Cold Marshadow, or you just have to hope to God you can switch out or get your same when you're out. I don't know, every time I do a podcast I just start yawning. This is yikes. But this is probably going to be one of the top 4 decks going in the world. I don't really see an argument like what the downside is outside maybe the HP and you don't Oko everything. But I think we're probably moving into maybe a 2-hit KO meta with lots of choice band DC, so there's that. Oh, I just realized I was talking about Aerodactyl. I was supposed to be talking about Mewtwo Toolbox. So yeah, this is like I'm effing up already, Jesus. So again, Mewtwo Toolbox, very diverse. Whatever you want to add to it. Heck, actually, literally add Aerodactyl to it. I actually don't add Aerodactyl to it. But whatever you want to add to it, that's completely fine. It does whatever you want it to do. Again, if you can work around Power Plant, this deck is fantastic. But you are running tag teams, and as a Reshizard and a Pikarom player, I know the feeling of going against like 1 and 2 prize decks. You kill them, they kill you. They take 3 prizes, you take 1 or 2, and all I gotta do is kill you twice. You gotta kill them, 3 to 6 times, and it can be rough. And as a psychic weakness, the Mewtwo Wars will be back because people will be running this. I told you, every time I freaking podcast, I start yawning. I literally have not yawned all day. I've been up for about, 9 hours already. I actually had to call in sick to work because I am still sick right now. I've been throwing up and like using like the restroom a lot. I am just not feeling it today. But yeah, I have zero clue why I'm yawning. But again, the Mewtwo Wars will be back because anyone that's running GXs might consider checking in Mewtwo. Now, I don't think every deck will, but a strong majority will be like, well, why not? It's pretty much just a 3rd, 4th, 5th version of this Pokemon. I think it's like it's kind of like Ditto Prism Star in the instance. So, like, you run 4 basics of something, and they have a stage 1. We have Ditto, technically a 5. That's exactly what Mewtwo is. You have a 3rd, 4th, 5th GX. So, next one I do want to talk about is Persephone. Most people's picks of the best second format right now, and the best second format going into World, and I can see why it is. Ever since Welder came out, obviously it performed decently fine before Welder came out, but since Welder came out, it's just exploded. It's not even that it needed Welder, really. It had things like Ultra Space. It had the Naganadels. Once it got Persian, you can just guaranteed get 2 Beast Rings. Like, it has a lot going for it. It technically has infinite damage. Most time you're looking at, I believe, 5. 5 Lost Zone, Fire Energy 2. Hold on. I have zero way to stop. I don't know how to stop yawning. This podcast is awful. But, take what was I saying? Oh, yeah. You have pretty much infinite damage. I believe it's 5 to do 250 and 6 to do 300. So, if you can get 6 out consistently, which you can, if you have 3 Naganadels, that's 150 energy guaranteed every turn. You have Beast Ring, that's an extra 50. You have Attachment for the turn. Oh, look, there's your 6. And you just kill literally everything in the format. And you might be saying, well, Siphon, how many energies are around? Most people run 15. And while I think this is a pretty good number, you might be lost zoning 6 energy to kill something. Now you're only down to 9. Sometimes it can be hard to get them out, but you have to look at it in this sense. You KO a tag team, that's 3 prizes. All you have to do is do it again, and you win the game. Like 15 energy seems steep to run, and believe me, it is. But it's well worth it. You want that gas. You want that gas. And it's one of the decks that's not losing much. It still has its water engine. It's not losing Naganado anytime soon. It just got Persian as Ultra Space, Beast Energy, Beast Ring. It has no weakness. I was going to say it has no weaknesses, but it's literally weak to water. Which is an important thing to say, by the way. We have things like Keldeo coming out and Tapu Fini that are looking to, come at its neck. Tapu Fini can literally OHKO you. Because you're an Ultra Beast, its second attack only costs 1 colorless energy compared to 3. And it does 100 damage or 200 to you, then OHKOs you. You get OHKO'd by a basic, that's rough. And to KO it back, I believe you're going to need the Lost Zone 2, maybe even 3 energy. I believe it has like 110 or something. That sucks. And Keldeo literally just is, it's this GX version of Hoopa. And it's water, so it OHKOs you with its attack for 110 damage. Persephone, it will be in a little bit of pain, but I do think it's definitely a top 4 as well. I definitely see this having like multiple players possibly making top 8. Definitely there's gonna be many of them day 2 and getting high in day 2. So I'm gonna talk about Pikarom and I'm gonna talk about Reshizard because they've been in the format for a while. They're pretty much doing the same thing. Well, Pikarom's doing the same thing. Reshizard is mostly switching to Green Zard. However, there will be some turbo versions, and I am more of a fan of the turbo version. I've tried it out. I've used DGG's. Daniel Villi had a deck list that he posted that had like Heatran, Jirachis, and the Denes and whatnot, and I can't get it to work. I used his exact list. I couldn't get to work. I made my own changes. Couldn't get to work. I don't know what it's lacking right now to where Turbozard can't work. But Greenzard has been so consistent. It doesn't win every game, but it just felt so much more consistent. Because my issue with Greenzard last meta was like, you have to get exactly what you need every single turn. But that was like before where people, changed their lists up to use like mixed herbs, custom catchers, etc., etc. People kind of switched up some cards, and Greenzard came a little bit better. And now that we're losing things like Marshall on top of Lele, that just entices you just to play it more. Then we have things like Reset Stamp coming in the meta, Great Potion. Like, you can go from like Turbozard, which was just like kill, kill, kill everything now. You can come like a pseudo like bruiser, like stall. Like, you're not really gonna stall. You're not like, ooh, I'm an unknown hand this. But you're more like, okay, you cannot OHKO me, but I can OHKO you. Or at the very least, to hit you. So you can hit into me, I can either outreach you back, or I can, heal up with mixed herbs, heal up with Great Potion, switch out. I think Super Scoop Up's a decent card here. Like, you have ways to like work around not being turbo. I would not sleep on the turbo version, but I would definitely say Greenzard's definitely pulling ahead. And like I said, Pikarom is still Pikarom. You're running pretty much the same exact list that you were before. Just with anything that's rotating, you just, flesh out your remaining trainers. It's not that much different, like I said. Didn't lose too much. I just realized I've had my eyes closed for like 90% of this podcast. I have zero clue why my eyes are closed. I actually have zero clue. Maybe that's why I'm sleeping. Or yawning. Maybe I'm freaking sleeping. I don't know. Let's talk about the Giratina Tag Team next. Giratina Tag Team, very interesting. It's been compared a lot to Ultra Necrozma. I can see why. I think most people look at it because of the energy cost and like the overall damage output, which is very fair. The main difference is, like I said, it's fighting Psychic compared to Still Psychic. It's a tag team versus just a regular GX. Arguably, I think Giratina Tag Team has just a better GX attack. Not the Ultra Necrozma. Draws and Necrozmas in certain situations can be better. But like just straight up discarding a Pokemon is pretty freaking nice. No, I wish it was. The only thing that sucks is you don't get a KO for it. Not a KO. You don't get a prize card for it, which that's probably what makes it balanced. Because if you could just KO two things, like, it would probably be the most broken deck in history. Because, like, either you OHKO something in the active, or you just, like, kill two of whatever things you want on the board. It's two tag teams. Oh, look, I won the game. They would actually have to make that, like, they'd have to make, like, three fighting and then, like, 9 psychic. And then I think that would be fair. But kind of going over this, its first attack can snipe for 40, not too bad. I believe it's colorless, actually. It's either colorless or psychic, then first attack, psychic, fighting, colorless. You can, do, I think, 260 if they already have damage on there, I believe. Which technically is 270, because they would already have the damage. They have to have minimum of 10 damage on there. So you can pretty much KO anything in the format outside of Tyranitar, and anything at 300 HP. But, if they have more than 10 HP on there, so let's say they have 20, well, now you're OHKOing Tyranitar and Sableye. They have 40 on there from your first attack, then you do, okay, well, there's your Wailord and all that stuff. So, my eyes are closed again, I don't know why. So, realistically, you kill almost everything in the format. I think I sighed too much to this. I don't know what the deck is missing to become like tier 1. I think it's like tier 1.5 right now. I definitely think there'll be a lot of decks there, but its success, I think, will be varied. Obviously, we still have like a month to get the exact 60 cards that works the best. But for most of the decks I've seen and I've ran, it just... You can take games, obviously. In fact, you can even steamroll some matchups. It just is missing something. Hopefully someone finds out what it is, because it's one of the cards I'm looking for. I bought a booster box and a half, and obviously I'm going to be buying a bunch of booster packs. I'm hoping to at least build it, because it's very fun. Some of my favorite Pokemon in that tag team, so there's that. I just realized on my list I have Zekrom, which is Pikarom, and also have, okay, yeah, I'm just the worst podcast doer ever. Last one I want to talk about, which is my baby right here. Hold on, they're going to hear a squeaky chair for a second. We have the Caramel Tag Team, and spoiler alert, this is the deck I'm building for post rotation, that I've invested the most time into, because maybe not invested the most time into. I've already, built my Pikarom post rotation list. I have a Reshizar post rotation list, but this Caramel Metal thing it feels special to me because it's the one deck. Because with Pikarom, I'm constantly going like, I wish I had this. I mean, I'm winning like lots of games with Pikarom. I'm probably one of the most post rotation games with my Pikarom. But like, I never feel satisfied playing it because I'm just like, I need this, or there's just something feels off. And like I said, it's pretty much the same exact list that we already have. I think Pikarom just got better. I mean, yeah, it loses things like Nest Ball and Ultra Ball, but I think it still just got better. There's just something about it, but with this Caramel Mel list, it just... And I'm not traditionally like a stall player. I don't know what it is, guys. I don't. Where is my... Hold on, I'm looking through it real quick, just because I just want to just look at everything real quick. I'm missing my fourth Caramel Metal. What the heck? This is live, by the way. Hi. Okay, that literally just flew it from like my bed onto here. Okay, I'm just blind. Never mind. Don't pay attention to me. So the thing with this deck, I'm holding it right here in my hands. I don't think I have the best 60 cards, but I think I'm at like 50 right now. I think I have 50. And I think the thing that really breaks this deck, I played this set last night against a couple friends. And the stupid thing about this deck, so obviously its biggest weakness last meta was, oh, you're weak to fire, which is the best thing in the format, so you have to use weakness policy, but there's field blower, so you really just can't get away with it. People started attacking things like Bronzong, and like I said, people were forced to attack in weakness policy, and people were just going for the unknown hand strat, but even if stuff like that didn't work, if they were against the fire, sometimes they would just accept the loss. But right now, you don't actually have to accept the loss, because, like I said, obviously, the Caramel Metal, 260 HP. Without Choice Man, you need at least 130 base to 2-hit KO it, which is pretty nice. And then we have things like the new Lucario, which has Tag Team Coach. Your tag teams take 20 less damage and they stack, so I'll pretty much walk you through what happens. Turn 1, you put out Lucario Metal. You tap attach Metal Frying Pan, so now you're mitigating 30. Pretty good. Turn 2, you attach another NG, so now you have 2 NG. You full Metal Wall, turn 2 or turn 3, now you're mitigating 60 damage. You put one Lucario Metal out there, now you're mitigating 80 damage. You put a second one out there, you're mitigating 100 damage. There are decks that can't even do... Okay, so my friend was playing Hitmontrio, right, for post-rotation. The most he could have done with no Choice Band is 0 damage. Let me tell you how. So Hitmonchan does 30 damage. Right? Everyone knows that. He has Diancie. Okay, so he's at 50. Respectable. Fighting Dojo, 90. Oh, look. He's short. He's short 10. He has 10 damage. He still needs 20 more damage to even do 10 damage to me. So let's put that in perspective. Unless he has Choice Band, which will let him do 120 damage, he will do a maximum of 20 damage to me each turn. That will take 13 turns for him just to KO one Lucario Melmetal, and that's saying that A, I don't kill him, B, and I don't heal. Or what if I kill off his Diancie? Or what if I somehow get rid of his Choice Band? And that goes for a lot of decks. Let's say you're against Reshizard, right? Let's say you're Reshizard, and hopefully you're attacking first. So you hit into Reshizard, 150. They first strike you back, right? So they do 130 to you. You go in again. You do another 150. Oh look, they're dead. And that's if you didn't Full Metal Wall them when they were setting up their energy. Because like I said, they don't have things like Kiawe now to instantly put the energy on. They just have to weld or manually attach. Like, I'm telling you, I definitely think this has potential. Now, obviously, this still can be a gimmick at the end of the day. I still think it might be too gimmicky. Like, I think other decks can just do better things. Well, with things like Metal Core Barrier, you know, Weak Guard Energy, the fact that it's a GX, so you have a directed search for it. It two-shots everything in the meta. You know, you're not running abilities, so you can run Power Plant against like things like Pikarom. You have mixed herbs to heal. You have Great Potion to heal. I think it's good, y'all. I think it's good. I haven't found the matchup just like that kicks my butt yet. So there's that. You guys can see how into I was, how much I was into that. So let's talk about Quad Keldeo. All right. So Quad Keldeo. Keldeo has. Let me look. I don't want to be incorrect on this. 170 HP, that's what I thought it was like 180, but okay, 170 HP. And it has the ability Holy Heart. Prevents all effects of attacks, including damage, joined to this Pokemon by your opponent's GX or EX Pokemon. I don't think I have to tell you that that's a broken ability. Like, we've seen Hoopa literally win matches just by existing. This is the exact same thing, but more HP and a better typing. And a better weakness. And it can attack, like, way better than Hoopa ever thought it could. It does 110 per turn. Now, yes, it's water, colorless. If it was water, colorless, we'd be in a little bit more business, you know, maybe Keldeo Wilder, you know. And also isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so technically, like in a mirror match, like, you're just like, yeah, XD, I'm still gonna hit you anyway. And like its GX attack isn't nothing to sleep on too. Same energy cost as 50 for each opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay, you can call a lot of things. Your opponent has 3. You're running against a fire deck. Your opponent has 3 things on the bench. Well, that's just a kill on literally everything. Retreat Closer 2 isn't the best. If it was 1, we could use your U-turn board or a skateboard. But I don't think you're really going to be one retreating this too much without like actual switching cards. You're just wanting to set this in the active, wall on your opponent. It's pretty much attacking stall, kind of like my Lucario Melmetal deck. It's attacking stall. This is pretty much attacking stall as well. At some point, I was actually considering putting this in the deck, and just kind of reforming it. So basically, taking all the power plants and putting in Keldeo's, but I just didn't because I didn't want to have to use a different energy type. But I definitely think this could be a deck. If not a deck, obviously Keldeo is going to be tucked into a lot of decks. I do believe in Quad Keldeo though, with like one Tapu Fini or something, just in case like you need a single prize attacker. I like it. I definitely like it. Next, we have the Slowpoke Side Duck. Everyone's favorite meme tag team. Where do I start? I just don't think it'll work long term. Now, right now, it does. I know if I trash this, I'm going to end up paying for it because it's going to be real good. So let's just break down this, card real quick. Okay, where the heck is it? Okay, there it is. I was looking right at it and I'm just an idiot. So let's talk about the card beat by beat, and let's just, figure out some stuff about this thing. So this is water, so weakness to fire. It's weak. It's the weakness of fire. That's how I should have said it. Weak to grass, which isn't too relevant. 250 HP, which is more HP than Pikarom, which is hilarious. So far, good. Poi Poi Splash. Discard any number of supporters from your hand, so you choose, so you don't have to automatically discard them all, which is pretty nice. This attack does 40 for each card discarded this way. So you're looking at 80 damage for 2. Then you're at, 120, 160, etc., etc., etc. Like, you can hit the numbers. And then you have combos with, like, Lapras and Misty's Request to constantly keep feeding, like, supporters into your hand. Like, you can get the damage. But can't other stuff do it in a better way? Like, your whole engine is discarding supporters. So let's say, for argument's sake, you don't have a Misty's Request in your hand, and you've never been able to get it into the discard pile. Look, you bring it back with Lapras. So if you want to actually do damage, you just straight up have to discard your supporters. So either A, you're discarding all supporters you could use, so now you can't use them, or B, you're not hitting the numbers because you're having to keep some supporters in your hand. Like, I think it's really susceptible to hand destruction and mill. I definitely think those two archetypes hurt it. Obviously, we won't get hand destruction or hand lock for... Really, it won't really be fleshed out until Remix Bout comes out. But we do have mill right now. And it's just... I just think it's too much of a gimmick. I just think it's too much of a gimmick. Like look at the Jix attack. Water, fine. Does 10 damage, flip a coin. This attack, if it has 100 more. What if you hit Tails? Oh wow, I just used my GX attack for 10 damage. Wow, I'm sad now. Because we all know I'm going to flip stuff. Literally, side story. I play Blissey Water right now because I'm taking a break from tag teams. I have a League Cup in 2 days. The 14th. I'm taking Blissey Water. And playtesting this whole entire week, I have had at least five energy multiple times. I can't tell you how many times I've hit 4 to 5 Tails. Every time. It is annoying. I refuse to flippy flip. Even with Victini Prism Star, I'm not flippy flipping anymore. No. No. I'm not wasting my Jinx attack on 10 damage. But you're saying, but there's an extra to it. Okay, let's read what the extra says. This Pokemon has 6 extra water energy, so I should flip 10 coins instead. This attack does 100 more for each head, so... Yes, obviously, if you somehow, someway cannot kill what's in the active with a boosted GX attack, flipping 10 coins, I just think you should win the tournament because no one has that bad of luck outside of me. Like, that would just be sad to watch. So you're getting a guaranteed KO. Sweet. Cool. Other things can do it better. And you need 8 energy. You need 8 energy just to nearly guarantee a KO. There's Pokemon that can do it for 2 and 3 energy. Heck, I showed you Aerodactyl that can do it for 1. Why? Unless you just like these Pokemon or you want to have a little bit of fun, I don't see the reason you play this. This will be nothing more than a gimmick until... Now, when Blastoise and Piplup come out, maybe we can revisit this Pokemon in particular and, see what we're working with. But for right now, it'll get played. Like, I'm not gonna doubt, it's a tag team. It'll get played. Just, I'm not too excited about it. So, another thing is we have Fossil Box, Frost Lost and Spirit Tomb. So, let's talk about Frost Lost and Spirit Tomb. The king of... Well, most likely will be the king of the single prize attacker. I think Zapdos will take a slight bit of a backseat. And, Frostlass is the ultimate counter to Reshizard. You literally kill yourself and then O-Call Reshizard for 1 energy. But, and that is a big but, you're stage 1. And you're left with 10 HP. So, if they have any way to snipe you, like if you... So let's say you kill it... I don't freaking know, and you somehow get it back on the bench because they couldn't kill you somehow. If they have any way to snipe it, you just lose. Or if they have... I mean, you have 10 HP, like... If something can't do 10 damage, then, like, I don't think it should be played. I just... I want to say this will be a popular deck, but I think it's just too gimmicky as well. Like, Spiritomb can hit the numbers, Frostlass can also hit the numbers, but they die so easily to everything. Like, I'm not even talking about just GXs and kill it. Literally any Pokemon should be able to kill another Pokemon that has 10 HP. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a believer. Like, if you're looking for a single prize deck, you can play this or that beast, and I do not blame you. Actually, if you're gonna play a single prize hacker, you can play Lilin Eggs, you can play, you know, the Sleep Box, you can play the Baby Blounds. I'm just not I'm not into the Frostlass Spiritomb deck as many other people are. By the way, Behem, item lock. Enough said. And obviously, there's many more decks I could talk about, but I'm gonna end it there. Obviously, you can take whatever you want to Worlds, take everything, whatever you want to post rotation. But my thing is, for like Worlds, what do I think will be popular? I'll go down the list one more time, and I'll speak a little bit slower so you can just hear, get your opinions. Again, this is not in any order. I think Aerodactyl, Guardian and Sylveon, Mewtwo Toolbox, Blacephalon, Reshizard, Alternate Crozma, the Sleep Box, Dark Box, Alolan Eggs, Giratina Tag Team, Pikarom, Lucario Metal, and Baby Blounds, Zapbeast, Quad Keldeo, Dragonite, Slowpoke Psyduck, Fossil Box, Frostlass Spiritomb, Behem, Malamar Spread, Alolan Egg Tag Team, and Lost Beast. Obviously, there'll probably be things like things I forgot. Were the Nidoqueen deck with like Swampert and Meganium. Obviously, Mill will always be present somewhat. I do think Blissey Water is still popular enough. I mean, heck, it's what I'm playing right now. Like I said, I'm sure there'll be a lot more decks than that, but this is just what I'm looking at. I believe also, I don't know if it's going to be a deck or a tech. I did not mean for that to rhyme at that time. Oh gosh, I need to be stopped. I just want a quick shout out to Latios GX. It's tag purge attack. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all effects done to this, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by tag teams, and then clear vision. Until the end of this game, your opponent can use any GX attack. So you can single-handedly just attack 2 times and shut down your opponent for the whole entire game. Like, imagine if you're going against like a quad tag team, like Musmosa. Let's say at the start of the game you clear vision, and then turn 2 or turn 3 you tag purge. Well, the game just ends. Like, you're just gonna sit there and pass turn every time until they lose, unless you have free retreat. Obviously, the ability can be just turned off the power plant. You can power plant yourself, so I don't think it's a big deal. I don't know if it's like Quad Keldeo working its own deck, because what if you don't go against a tag team? 120 isn't bad. I mean, you hit weakness on you tag team, but without the spell tag, you're really not killing it. I don't know. Just a little bit of thought. So on to some news. We have a new tag team from Dream League coming out. Give me a second as I find it. I had it. Here it is. We have Solgaleo and Lunala tag team. I'm fairly interested in this. 270 HP as a psychic type. Not the worst. Obviously, like, Mewtwo will kill you with most attacks, but there's a lot of things that can't hit that. That just cannot hit 270. Even with 2 turns, cannot hit that. Like, if a Pokemon has to hit for 140 a turn to kill you in 2 turns. 130 and below will not cut it. And your attack, 230, and this Pokemon cannot use this attack next turn, so pretty much Reshizard. This is pretty much Psychic Reshizard. And obviously, if you can, get on the bench and then come back in, obviously that affects the gated. I believe Chancellor, I don't know if Chancellor cleanses that because its effects on you and your Pokemon, so maybe you can attack twice. I would need official ruling to know that. And the GX attack, you do 200, but if you played, and the text, as far as I've seen, it says the new Lily supporter. So, first of all, what does it mean, new Lily supporter? Is Lily, like, changing, or is there a specific, like, version of Lily? Like, maybe there's, like, Lily Prism Star, or something like that, or Lily freaking XYZ, I don't freaking know, dude. That's weird wording, because why wouldn't it just say if you played Lily this turn? You know what I mean? But it says, like I said, 200 damage. If you played Lily this turn, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to all, that's a key word, done to all of your Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just one of the biggest fans of this attack right here. So, pretty much what you can do, now check this out. First turn, you use your GX attack after you played Lily. Now your opponent can't hit you. Next turn, unless say you killed something. Next turn you hit 230, and you killed something else. Then you could switch into another one, because again it's Psychic, so you can use Malamar, and then you hit 230 again. Think about, like, if you're going against, like, Bucephalon, for example. You just won the game in 3 turns. Not 3, like, first turns, but within a span of 3 turns, you just won the game. And they're gonna have to lose on 6 energy to kill you. Are they gonna be able to get 6 energy every single turn? Because at base, they're gonna need 2 fire energy on their Bucephalon just to attack you. Now, obviously, they can burn confuse you, but we're talking about doing damage. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. This, I have a chance. I just realized I'm, like, leaning all the way back in my chair. I'm way too comfortable. Let me fix that. Hi, we're back. But, yeah, I think this has a decent chance to do something. Let's see, we can talk about Worlds 2019, qualification requirements. They've been up for a while, people have known them, but it was like a whole year ago when we got told. Some people actually forgot how many points they needed to qualify. Obviously, I'm pretty sure, can you still qualify? Like, points-wise? Because I know a lot of League Cups are already points for next season. Possibly, but let's, I'll go ahead and, just talk about the point requirement. So, for Oceania, for juniors, you need a minimum of 250 points. For seniors, you also need 250 points. Can anyone guess how many points you need for Masters? Yeah, obviously it's 6,000 points. No, it's 250 points. For South Africa, it's 150, 150, 250. Junior, Senior, Masters in that order. Latin America is the same as Oceania, it's 250. Europe is 250, 250, 350. And US and Canada, or NA, is 350, 400, 550. So first of all, NA, USA. But it's hilarious. The same amount of points you need in EU for a Masters is the same amount as you need as a junior in NA. Well, obviously it's just like areas. Like, we have League Cups challenges, like, here all the time. Like, it's easy to get points. Like, and you can just tell in the other areas, it's not as easy. Like, 550 is steep. Like, you have to be on your game, like, most of the season. You can't be a person that just goes to, like, one regional, an international, a few League Cups, and make Worlds. Like, you have to grind the whole entire season. Now, I don't know if the next season Worlds point requirements have already been posted, but wow, I don't know if I want that to go up or down, because if it goes up, it makes it harder. It means less people will be able to make it overall. So possibly that filters, maybe some of the weaker players there. But at the same time, you want as many people there, so it's as much competition, but it gives a bigger chance for upsets. Like, you could go back and forth on, like, if they raise and lower the point threshold. I don't know what side of the coin I fall on. Because initially I was like, oh, I'll just lower it to like 400 or something. Well, then so many people are gonna go, and it's like, the best part, I guess the biggest advantage is like, if there's like maybe one big competition you cannot go to, you're not completely cucked if you like bombed out a few ones earlier. So let's say like NAIC was like the last thing you could go to, but the previous internats you couldn't go to, and then you missed like a few regionals. Like right now with 550 you cannot make it, but let's say if they lower it down, you can maybe afford to miss an international or a regional or something, still plus one everything else, and make Worlds. I don't know what their plans are. I'm just saying my opinion. Last and but not least, Worlds is in DC. For anyone going to DC, please, what's the word I just used like 8 times? Please use the DCA. And this is talking about Worlds. Now, commenter on Verbank City Jump, Andy Gray, shout out to him. He pretty much broke this all down, and this was very good information. I'll quote him word for word when he said it, because I don't want to misconstrue anything he says. So Andy Gray on Facebook says, "I've seen a few more threads about DC airports for Worlds, so I've decided to drop this here again. BWI fares can be a little bit cheaper, usually around 50 to 100 less bucks per person. However, this graphic illustrates why DCA is worth the price. The DCA is a 20-minute ride from the venue on a subway line that runs every 5 to 10 minutes with no transfer, while the BWI is over an hour away and requires taking a commuter train that runs every 30 minutes at peak times and every hour or two for the rest of the day. Then there's a transfer to the subway to finally get to the venue area, and add in the carry bag fees on those BWI tickets, and it's just not worth it." So basically, and obviously you guys won't be able to see this graphic, but compared to where the venue is, the DCA is just so much better. Obviously, if the price is just out of the question, and like you have to like you don't have much money, maybe just doing the BWI and taking that L. Maybe you have to. But if you have the money, you should definitely take the DCA. It'll be basically what the post says. Yeah, it'll be a little bit pricier, but it'll be way much more smoother, and it'll be like, less, like headache and, pain, whatever. Oh, someone just, literally as I was talking, someone just said, "Anyone at 4 to 5 p.m.-ish at IAD and wants to share an Uber? I'm on the LH418 landing at 4:05 p.m. I'm just gonna say no. I do not. Alright. So that's gonna be it for the news section. On to the Siphon Dive. In this section, I get you guys to know a little bit more about me. This is different from asking me anything such thing, because I choose like what it is, so I will come into whatever I want to talk about. So, what I'll speak in is how I got back into Pokemon. For those who used to watch, was on my old channel, I used to play Pokemon there a lot, mostly online, but even way before that, and I'm talking about way before that, I'm talking about like Jungle, Neo Genesis, etc. Base set, that's back when I used to play. Now I was young, I was maybe like 4 or 5 years old when that stuff came out. I was able, but I had plenty of people show me how to do it, and I was able to understand to a base level. I stole so many of my brother's cards, by the way. Like, he ain't getting them back too. You know why? Because I don't even know where they are. Shout out to my brother Marlon and Michael and their friend Brian, who actually is one of the reasons I came back to Pokemon. So, I was starting to play online again. I'm around 4 to 5 months ago. I was starting to play Pokemon Online again. Just to see what was happening. This is a little before Team Up came out. I literally just downloaded it and was just like, I'm gonna play a little bit. Then, I was telling my brother how, I was like watching a old school Pokemon competition. I was like, yeah, I would love to travel to, something this year. Literally didn't actually think I would. I was just like, I really want to. I think it was right before Toronto. It was an expanded tournament. It was like right before Toronto. And I was like, yeah, maybe I might travel to something. And he was like, why don't you get a hookup with Brian? And Brian's a family friend. I've known him forever. I was like, he be playing Pokemon down local shop here. And I was like, what local shop? Because the only shop I knew here was called Castle Comics. And that was just like a freaking yikes and a half. And I was just like, what local shop? He just said, get in contact with him. I actually never did. Actually, let me go to my Facebook right now and find that first message. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. Then a coworker, at a job. This was like my maybe second week being there. I think it was my second week, and he happened to play Pokemon, Dragon Ball Super, and Weiss. No one plays Weiss. So, randomly one day, I get a message from Brian, and this is literally what it says. Yo, your bro told me you was gonna play internationals this year for Pokemon cards, ? And I responded to him. I've been heavily thinking about, I wanted to play in the last expanded one they had, but I didn't have the time. But yeah, I told him I wanted to start competing again. I miss it. And he says, we play every Saturday if you can get a expanded deck. And then I pretty much just let him know that, I'll have to get the cards first. And, he was talking about how they play in town. They have league cups. And, he's went to the ones in Columbus. And it's just like, from there, we talk and talk. He's explaining all this stuff to me. Because, like I said, this is me, I haven't played Pokemon, in real life since at least 15 years. So, like 2003, 2004, 2005 was, the last time I, really cared about Pokemon. Now, I played Pokemon, in spatters, since then. But this was, expand, I didn't even, technically call it expanded. It was just my other brother, and his son had some cards, and I just randomly played there. It didn't keep me sharp. It was literally just, in a small vacuum, I played. But I was I made the decision. I was like, okay, fine. I'm gonna get back into it. So he tells me where it's at, and I'm just like, okay. And I pull up, and it's on the side of a road near where it's kind of dead downtown. And I look at it, I'm just like, okay, I have to. I find a parking spot legit 5 minutes away from there, because I didn't think to park right in front of his place. I really don't know why. I literally just had to walk 3 to 4 minutes to go there. So I get in there. First thing I see is some redheaded dude sitting behind the counter, and no offense to this guy, some fat dude sitting there just talking his head off to him. He's going talking about magic. And I'm like, oh, what the I'm like, what the heck? So I walk in, I was going to ask the shop owner, is this the name, Tyler CCGs, and you guys play Pokemon, Brian and Tyler sent me. I was gonna say all that, but the manager guy just would not stop talking to him. So I'm just like, I was like, you know what, fine. I literally walk in, I'm in there for like 3 minutes. I look at the products, and then I walk out. And then I message Brian. I'm like, bro, actually, let me see exactly what I said. Let me see. I said I just walked into it. It looks kind of sketch. And he says, not at all. It's laid back. And then I said, never mind. I chilled for about 15 minutes, and it's chill. So this was like after some people came in, like I said, Tyler, and like another coworker that quit. Well, not quit. He moved on the day I moved. So basically, his last day was my first day at the job. He was in the back, and I was like, okay, well, this guy's here. This guy's here. And people were pretty kind to me when I first got there, and I thank them forever. That's like one of the best things you can do is be nothing but kind to someone that's new, because they'll rock with you forever through thick and thin. If like you didn't even know this person, and you decided to be nothing but nice to them, like you didn't have to be. They didn't have to talk to me. They didn't have to be nice. They didn't have to do nothing. They could have just ignored me, but they chose to reach out and be very friendly, and I'm ever grateful for that. And like I said, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. My first couple of weeks there, it's to the point where I'm a regular there now. I don't want to say I'm a big part of the shop now, like I'm not the center of everything. The shop runs through me. It obviously doesn't. But really, I tried my best to be involved in everything I can there. And you know, I'm actually starting a cube draft there, with the shop owner. He's letting me do a cube draft. And like I said, there's a lot of things they're doing. Like I said, we're doing a tag team format. I was at the center head of, you know, trying to get that started. It's just like, I think I found a place where like I can call home. Now I think there's like another shop in town, which is pretty yikes. And then there's one like 20 minutes away. But how the shop owner and how my time has been in the shop, I don't really want to go anywhere else. Now, obviously, maybe to just go into an event, yeah, it's fine. But like, I call my home Tyler CCGs, and I go from like hating Pokemon last time I quit to being like, ooh, do I want to play? To going like, okay, fine, I'm gonna check out the shop. To being like, I go there every single day now. Like I did a complete 180 on my outlook on cards, and Pokemon got me into playing Magic again, Hearthstone again, and it has me enthralled in card games in general. And I wasn't always the biggest card game fan. Now I've actually played a lot of card games in my life, and like video games, but like I've never been this into them since I've started going to the shop. Now, this could just be a phase. This could be like maybe a 6-month phase where the 7th month happens and I just could not give a yahoo about it. Because technically I've already started that with one of the games, Dragon Ball Super. It's to the point where I think the game's stale. I only enjoy one deck, so I'm trying to sell all of my cards for that. I don't think I'm even close there with Pokemon yet now. There was a time, I want to say last month, where I was almost there. I was starting to hate the game. It was just because I was performing very poorly, and I was telling a lot of people, I actually have a really expensive deck. It was like, technically, if I had to buy every single card from the deck mint, it would have been like $250. But I was just like, you know, guys, I'm gonna sell my cards. I'm not having fun. I only told this like maybe 4 people, and they're like, "No, why would you quit? Why would you quit?" Yada yada yada. Well, I ended up not quitting, and going into the next rotation, I think I've had some of the most fun with Pokemon in the last month and a half than I have with like anything. And I think it's just, I go back to the people in the shop and the shop owner that, you know, you treat people well and watch what happens. This is why anytime I interact with someone new, I always try to make the experience as good as I possibly can for them. Because you never know how it might return. The amount of money I've given to the shop, the amount of support I've given to the shop, I've told so many people about it. The amount of friends I've made at the shop, like, honestly, they'll know what I mean by this. I don't know if I've made any lifelong friends yet, but these are definitely people that I can talk to every single day. Some of them I can go to about my personal problems. Like I said, I've traveled with some of these people, and it's just, I think I hit a good one. And like the next goal is just building the shop, like getting more people. We're so close to being able to do league challenges again. We were like 4 to 5 off at our max, and then those people stopped coming. We're so close to being able to do it again, and I think that if we can start doing league cups for like big prizes, it'll lock that even next step for me. I've already decided along with a lot of other people, I'm gonna go to as many league cups as I can within like a 2 to 3 hour radius. Regionals, internets that are on the area, I'm going to. Like, I'm calling off work, I'm going to do it. I have that competitive fire. And for anyone that actually followed me from my old channel that knew I played Smite competitively and Paladins competitively. The reason why I quit those games is because eventually my fire just went out. People who knew me from then, I play very passionately, and people that play Pokemon know I wear my heart on my sleeve when I play. Like, I don't hold anything back. I always try to go the max now. My fire went out those games. I just was not having fun. Everything just felt numb and dull when I played it. It felt more like a chore. But with Pokemon, it's kind of like a chore to try and get better, but I enjoy it. I humbly enjoy it, like, practicing. Like I said, I get home from, like, competitions, I'm sitting there doing test hands. I'm sitting there like, how can I fix the deck? I'm doing more test hands. I'm watching videos. I'm doing more test hands. I'm constantly watching this YouTuber play this matchup, like, and I'm watching old school, like, VODs and stuff. I've never been like this, like, I haven't been like this for at least 2 years. I haven't been this hungry to play and improve. Yeah, like I said, in about 2 years, so I'm gonna rock with it. I thank you guys for kind of listening to all that. It turned just from like a little history lesson to a deep dive, like, emotional story. But I hope you guys. I mean, like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, so like I get emotional like that sometimes. I'm not like in here crying. Well, maybe I'm not here crying, but I get passionate. I do a lot of passion. That's why, like, my nickname at the shop is Crybaby, because I cry and complain a lot. It's mostly because I'm just so passionate, and I always just try to do everything the best I can, and when things don't work out, I can get like, yeah, sometimes, but it's all good. So next would be the Bullet Punch AMA, where you just, obviously AMA is Ask Me Anything. But there's nothing, I didn't get no questions, but what I'll do is I'll just go like to Burbank City or something and just look at stuff and just comment on it. Let's see. There has to be something. Alright, there has to be something. Oh, apparently there's drama with freaking Tyler Jung and Hassan freaking Kukui, that's his name now. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I think people are just weird. Apparently, Buzzmosa has its own energy drink. People are talking about Reset Stamp. Freaking Reset Stamp. I'm gonna end on this because I already know I'm gonna get angry. It is such a degenerate card. The only people that like it. Oh, I'm almost back. The only people that like this degenerate card is the lowest common denominator. Only the smallest mind of people. And if you like Reset Stamp, I consider you an idiot. I love you, but you're an idiot. Stop it. Stop it. Dab in her life, stop it. It's a toxic card. You cannot change my mind. I just dabbed again. Very toxic. It's unhealthy. It has no counterplay outside of Item Lock, which is even a good archetype right now. Just, it's to the point where, like, it's gonna be like Marshadow, pretty much. You're gonna be forced to play it. You're going to be forced to play it, or you're just going to be at a disadvantage. Ah, gosh, I'm going to punch something. What the heck is this? What is this? Are we getting new 3C? Are we getting a new 3C? Wait. Are you guys looking at this? Obviously, you guys aren't. I mean, apparently we might be getting like a hollow version 3C. I don't freaking know, dude. But, yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there before I freaking start. Oh, dude, I forgot. Okay, last thing. This is more like news. So I don't know if you guys heard about the $60,000 Mewtwo card. That got lost. It was like a promo from like 2003 or something. Homeboy paid $60,000 for it. It was PSA grade 8 as well. Even still, that's pretty nice. He's offering $1,000 reward, and apparently there's a GoFundMe to where people can, what's it called? Add their own to it. So like, I'm pretty sure it's up to like 5,000 right now. Like, this is crazy. And because it has a serial number, it can't really be resold. And like, you can say, oh, you can just take it out of the package and try to resell it. Yeah, the only people that can pay for this are gonna know this is stolen and be like, yeah, that's probably it. Because there's only like one or two. And like, whoever stole it, if it was actually stolen, now obviously it could have been lost. But if someone stole it, they have two options. They can try to resell it, get sued, go to jail for a long time, and lose the card like an idiot. Or B, they can literally keep it in like a shoebox or like on their desk and be like, I have this, but you're like, has no value. Haha, but they don't have it. Like some type of freaking evil like wizard or something. I don't know. Well, guys, that's gonna be the Bullet Punch podcast. I appreciate you guys staying with me. It was a little bit more organized than last week's, but I definitely think there's still some stuff I can improve on. But that's gonna be the video. Make sure you guys like, favorite, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. It's been your boy Siphon from Siphon TCG. I see you next time.